Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for the next 3 months, October, November, December of 2025. You have this card, it says take the leap of faith, and you also have this eagle spirit. It says spirit has your back. There you go. If you're thinking about taking some sort of risk, especially in work for you here, Leo, at the end of the year, especially anything having to do with leadership here at the end of the year, I would say those are good risks, for you to take. And you can take the lead in your own life as well, like, taking the lead on something you want to work on or something that you want to improve with your health, for example. There's a million things that you could be doing, but those are definitely the types of risks that you should be taking at this time, because they're going to lead to probably the biggest benefit. But also, like I said, risk of leadership. That's maybe what I'm trying to say here is that those are the best risks for you to take. Your first row is going to represent the main themes. We're going to look at each card is going to represent one main theme that you could be dealing with between now and the end of the year. You start with that King of Swords, which again, the King of Swords is kind of like the mentor in the tarot. He definitely could be a leader for sure. So I feel for a lot of you that, like I said, taking the lead on things that are important for you are going to be important. It's like I really feel this year, at the end of the year here, Leo, it's like a time where you really have the opportunity to change your life, but you also really have to go for it. You have to be the one to make the changes. You have to be the one to, make it happen, for lack of a better term. The King of Swords is a card of knowledge and wisdom as well. And you have the Ten of Pentacles, which you always get the Ten of Pentacles with me, I'm pretty sure. And the Ten of Pentacles is a good card, but the Ten of Pentacles can represent hidden or secret information, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But it's not really that it's hidden or secret, it's just that you have to find it. So if you're trying to accomplish something right now, that maybe researching things like one step deeper would be a really good idea. That could really lead to some big benefits for you. So instead of just like scratching the surface, just go even just one step deeper, I feel would be very beneficial. You have the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is like a never-ending nightmare. What's really weird, Leo, is that almost every single person has had the Nine of Swords in the first row, so this has been a very common theme. What I think people need to be careful of is just like the stories that are existing in the world. I feel, especially because Neptune will be moving back into Pisces in October. Neptune and Pisces, it's really easy to get caught up in hysteria. It's very easy to hear a story about something like, AI stealing jobs or, whatever's going on. And it's really easy to get swept away in the fear, right? And before you know it, instead of accomplishing things and getting things done, it's like you end up, a year down the road and you're like, oh my God, I've just been worrying about this, that, and the other thing for the past year, instead of doing something, right? And so, I say this all the time. I've been saying this for years, that this is my concern between now and 2033. I have a bunch of people saying, why are you talking about 2023? I'm like, 33. 3 is the number I'm using in front of that. So clean out your ears, number one. Number two, I'm talking about the future. And again, my fear between now and then is that a lot of people are going to worry about a lot of things. And, they're going to look back on the past decade. So yes, 2023, they're going to think back to that time. And they're going to say, all I did for the past 10 years was worry. And so don't be one of those people, Leo, for sure. You have the Sun, which is great. The Sun is your card. You have the Strength card right next to it. So you are definitely showing up in a very strong position here. Whenever you show up as yourself, it puts you in a position of power and strength and kind of allows you to get what you want from the reading. If I were a Leo, I know I've said this to you before, but I'm telling you right now, the Strength card is about ease. And it doesn't say life is going to be easy, but it does say, can you make life easier? And the answer is yes. There are probably a million things that you could do that would make your life a lot easier than it is right now, right? And again, we have to kind of start small. We have to do research, like I said, to figure out ways to make life easier. But, this could be in any area of your life. It's like you could be improving your health, which makes your life easier. You could hire a person for your business, which might make your life easier. Anything you can do to make your life easier, I would do it. That is the action that we should all be taking with the Sun, for sure. So there you go. But you are a main theme the rest of the year. Let's see. With the King of Swords, you have the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, again, future fear. It's like the fear of, if I do this, I'm going to be left out in the cold. If I start that business, it's going to fail. I'm going to end up on the streets, right? So I kind of feel like saying, like, no catastrophizing at this time here, Leo. Don't just automatically jump to the worst case scenario, even if it's possible, right? I feel you need to kind of, not worry too much and not think of those things. I kind of feel like the Strength card is a little bit of a solution as well. It's kind of like saying, if you could just do things to show yourself your own strength, then there probably wouldn't be very much to worry about. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, so there could be like an opportunity coming in for you that you are scared of or afraid of in some way. And, again, those are, this opportunity could be something that you should really look at. Usually, you always get the Ace of Pentacles with me, so, it kind of makes sense. But the Ace of Pentacles, usually we are afraid, if we are afraid of it, it's because we realize that the opportunity is only potential. And, that's the problem with the Ace of Pentacles, is that we will only get out of it what we put into it. So, some of you, I feel there could be a big opportunity coming in here, but maybe you're just thinking to yourself, oh, this, there's no guarantee, but there are no guarantees in life. So, don't be afraid of any opportunities that come your way. With the Sun, you have the Two of Pentacles. More fun, Leo, for sure. This has been coming up for you recently. Two of Pentacles, work hard, play hard, but you have to balance both sides out, right? And, we have so many retrogrades again at the end of the year here. Mercury goes retrograde again in November. We have Pluto retrograde until the middle of October. Uranus goes retrograde. We have Saturn and Neptune retrograde. It's like just all of it. And so I would make sure that you're balancing the energy for sure. Where I was going with that is, again, during these retrograde heavy times, we shouldn't be like forcing things to happen, right? Next, we're going to look at anything you don't see coming. You have this petty tyrant. It says oppressor, struggle for autonomy. You have the shapeshifter. It says mystique, transformation, and power. Yeah, I feel that you should be looking at the things that are holding you back in your life and removing them, plain and simple. Like, if there are things that are stopping you from changing or stepping into your power, I would be healing those things or getting rid of them. You even have the Three of Swords, Three of Cups, and the Strength card. Three of Swords has been a very common energy, I think, because of the Virgo eclipse. Today, I'm recording this video on the 21st of September, which is the day of the Virgo eclipse. And so, eclipses can last for up to 6 months after. And I would be taking this time to heal from any past heartbreaks or anything that has caused problems in your life. It is a great time to heal. Three of Swords is also great for forgiving past situations. Now, for you, Leo, definitely forgiving past people. And I'm not just talking about love. This could be people you've worked with, friends that hurt you, or family members that hurt you, things like that. This is like a theme for Leo right now, where it's like I feel like there have been several cycles for you. It's like where maybe people have hurt you in the same way. And again, not even in love. That could be part of it for sure, but, in work as well. It's like maybe, you had two or three people in a row that burned you in work, or maybe two or three people in a row disappointed you in business or something like that, right? And so, it's going to be different for all of you, but I would be healing that and forgiving it and looking at it as a lesson and kind of moving forward. You have the Three of Cups, which is good. I do feel like people are going to be very supportive of you right now, Leo, so people could really be helping you and lifting you up. Three of Cups, these three ladies are also celebrating a harvest, and the Ace of Pentacles could definitely lead to a harvest. So I feel for a lot of you that, again, there could be a really solid opportunity that leads to a harvest. Now, it could involve needing to work with other people, and you might be afraid of doing that because past people have hurt you from doing that. And it's about can you apply what you learned from the past situations, and can you and avoid it? And the answer is yes. It's like when we pay attention, then we can avoid these issues. So that's what I would be focusing on here with the Three of Cups. Next, you have the Strength card. This is, of course, you showing up in a very strong position. So, like I said, when you show up as yourself, puts you in a position of power and strength. She is putting on a display of strength. People are seeing how strong she is. And so a lot of you could be doing things that require strength, and you could be getting recognition because of it, especially because you have the Sun. the sun can shine a light on you. The sun really, in a reading, shines a light on something that's important. It's like a spotlight in the reading. So, again, focus. It might just be a good time for you to like really focus on yourself and focus on your strength. She is taming her inner voice. This lion is like the devil on her shoulder that, tells her she can't do things or tells her she's not strong enough or whatever the case may be. So, working on that energy and, working on your own inner strength, working on believing that you're strong enough to do things, taming that inner voice is going to be very important for you, Leo. With the Three of Swords, you have the Three of Pentacles. Cannot make that up. I was literally talking about working with other people. So, this is definitely also, it's showing up in the area of the unexpected or what you don't see coming, but this is a theme that you are working on. It's like maybe what you've realized is that you really have to be more in charge. It's like I think if you're, especially in work or business, maybe you didn't maybe there were moments where you weren't like taking the lead enough or being enough of a leader. And now you have learned that you have to be more of a leader. Maybe you have learned that you have to control the vision, right? This is his vision right here. Yes, he followed the instructions. He built these 3 pentacles here. But we have this water triangle that's below it. The water triangle represents something like a little bit extra. He added his own uniqueness to the project he worked on. So it's like ultimately he controlled the vision, like the direction of the thing that he's working on. I think it's perfectly fine for you to work with other people as long as you are the one that's in the driver's seat, right? And that's basically what that card is saying. With the Three of Cups, you have the Knight of Pentacles. I feel pretty good about this. Normally, I'm not a big fan of the Knight of Pentacles. He's the only knight in the tarot that isn't moving, and he needs to plant seeds in this field and they will grow. So, it's like time for him to make a move. But I do feel progress for you here, Leo. And the Knight of Pentacles can definitely represent progress. So I feel like you are making progress towards your goals. It's like you are going to be making moves at the end of the year here, which is good to see. And also, we talked all about growth. He has these empty fields behind him. He needs to get something to grow. And so I feel like you are kind of getting things to grow. And, this could lead to a future harvest with that Three of Cups. And also, 10 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. These are both cards of growth. So I feel a lot of you are doing things that will grow in the future. With the Strength card, you have the Queen of Swords. I feel that you do see, finally, like the things that you can control. She is clear for the first time. She has clouds are like halfway up her body. So the Queen of Swords can represent seeing things clearly for the first time. And she's my card of being kind of cautiously optimistic. She's willing to accept things into her life with this hand up, but she's also willing to cut things out just as quickly. And, that might be a good energy for you to embrace at this time is like being more, I wouldn't be too cautious, but, kind of being cautiously optimistic and, paying more attention to the evidence of what's happening. Next, we're going to look at any challenges to overcome over these next few months. Yes, you have this card that says balance, spirituality, and practicality. Yes. You have this energy is gaining momentum card. Yes, definitely. We see good momentum here right now without even clarifying any further with that Knight of Pentacles. So, number one, I would be focused on doing things that create momentum. Momentum is something that you can keep going, something that makes something faster or more efficient. And that's what I'd be focusing on. We are definitely in a time where we have to balance spirituality and practicality. Neptune retrograde. Neptune's going to retrograde into Pisces until January. It'll move back into Aries in January of next year. So for the next few months, we definitely need to make sure that we are using both sides, not just one or the other, but we can make ideas that we have practical by bringing them down to earth, or dreams and things like that. And we can also go the other way as well. If we start a business, we can make sure that we are approaching it from, a spiritual, co-creative kind of perspective. We're going both ways here. It's not about one or the other. And so I think balancing those two things out is a good idea. Next, you have the Page of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles, and the Lovers. It actually looks really good. It's funny that your challenge row is like the most positive part of the reading pretty much, right? I mean, the whole entire reading is positive. The sun makes a whole reading more positive, but, the Page of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles could I feel this is a small challenge of education. Page of Pentacles is a card of studiousness. Ten of Pentacles is about, going a little bit deeper on things. It's about looking for what you don't know. And so, obviously, if you don't know what you don't know, right? And so that is always the challenge with the Ten of Pentacles. With the Page of Pentacles, it says you can learn. So there's really nothing to worry about here. I think just educating yourself on whatever you're trying to grow in your life is going to be the most important thing with the Page of Pentacles. You also have the Lovers here, and you have the Two of Cups in this reading. So for those of you that want love, I don't really think love is a challenge, really, necessarily for you. I think it's like something that you could learn about. Even if you're in a relationship, right? You could be learning about things to make it more secure. You could learn about things to, create a deeper commitment or to make it better in some way. And is this really a challenge? No, but I just think it's something you could do. Again, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is an amazing card. It's everything you want and desire in your life. So the first challenge, obviously, is if you don't have what you want, then that could be a little bit of a challenge. But the good news is that the Ten of Pentacles is, there's like two ways to read it. This old man here, he can represent, some people say the card represents an inheritance because of the old man on the card. But there's an alternative meaning to the Ten of Pentacles, that he is a beggar and he's coming and he's bringing this family a gift. And so he represents someone who has nothing to give, who is giving something. It represents hidden or secret information. It basically says that sometimes we learn from things that we don't think we can learn from. It's like children. It's like sometimes children can say something to you that really maybe is coming from spirit, right? Or is genius, but we kind of brush it off because they're children or they don't have experience. Or, you might watch something on YouTube that is like unrelated to what you are dealing with in life, but it could still have like a little golden nugget in there that helps you with something else in your life. And so we really have to pay attention with the Ten of Pentacles. I think one of the best things to do is to tell your brain you're looking for answers. I always say one of my favorite books of all time is Psycho-Cybernetics. And in that book, the author Maxwell Maltz, he says that we have to tell our subconscious, like, hey, I'm looking for a solution to XYZ problem. Like, if you tell your brain you're looking for it, it will find an answer. And so, sometimes we have to do that. I also think going a little bit deeper is a good idea with the Ten of Pentacles. I think there's a theory in learning where it's like you shouldn't be learning the things you know. It's like you should be learning something that is harder, that you don't know, where you don't know the answer, right? And that's where, like, even if you don't understand a complex topic, even if it's really hard for you to get an understanding on it, it's like learning it will help you kind of on the lower levels, if that makes sense. And for some reason that's popping into my head with the Ten of Pentacles. Like, it would be really beneficial for you to like learn the extra hard things that seem almost out of reach, that seem impossible, and that's what I would do with that card. I would challenge you to do that. You have the Lovers. Like I said, I feel like love is a challenge, but not in a challenging sense. It's more like there are things that you could do in your love life if you want it, or even if you already have it, that would greatly improve it. And so not really a challenge, but just, something to think about. We'll leave it at that. With the Page of Pentacles, yes, I knew I should have said it. Definitely wishing that you could do things the same is what's popping up into my head here. The Six of Cups is the Six of Cups, if I can talk today, is the card of innocence and nostalgia. It's like thinking of the way things used to be, wishing that you could, do things the same that you've been doing them for the last 20 years. That has been the challenge all year for you, Leo. And so, like, upgrading, focusing on upgrades, learning new ways of doing things, all that is going to be very helpful. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Strength card. Yeah, it's like, obviously, the smarter you become, the stronger you become, hopefully. And so I feel that, again, like I said, looking for information, looking for ways of doing things, and also conquering yourself, taming your own inner beast would be a good idea. With the Lovers, you have the Justice card. It's like, sometimes I feel we try to, like, heal something with a past person in a new person. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense or not. It's like sometimes I think we pick a person that's like the last person because we think we can. Maybe we can't verbalize this. I can't verbalize it right now, but maybe we pick a person that tries to heal something from a past person. I don't know. That's popping into my head, and I feel like this is saying that that's not necessarily a bad thing, but could you just pick a person that is already there? That is my challenge to you, Leo, for those of you that are looking for love. Instead of trying to pick a project, can you pick someone that's already at the level they should be? I don't know. I'm going to leave you with that thought. Let me know in the comments. I forgot to say, leave a like, leave a comment down below. It really helps me out. But there's your deep thought for this reading, right? Next, we're going to look at anything. Oh, no, we're going to look at the good stuff. You have this Power of Purpose card and this Rose's Kiss card. Yes, both cards represent purpose. The Rose's Kiss card here says that we all have something like a skill or, something else that makes us special. And so I feel that a lot of you Leos are being driven to discover your purpose. Even if you're 90 years old, doesn't matter. I feel that a lot of you could be discovering more purpose in life or, discovering something to work on and do. You have the Seven of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups. Seven of Swords and the good stuff is about discovering other ways of doing things. He is stealing those swords from this army in the background here, so he's going to war, but in a different way. And, it's an amazing time. I talk about this all the time. Uranus and Gemini is third place solutions. Basically, Gemini, two sides. Everybody thinks this or that. Gemini's superpower is idea sex, mixing two things together at once so you create something better. And, I definitely feel you could be doing that. You have the Seven of Pentacles. I feel there are probably changes in work for Leo for sure. He's looking at what he has grown. The whole entire reading is about growth and what you have grown. And he's wondering, is there something better? Is there something different I could grow that would lead to a better result? And the answer is yes, obviously. It's coming up in the good stuff. So you could be, growing something new or working on something new in your life. You have the Two of Cups, so yeah, if you're looking for love, definitely could be a perfect match, and also probably someone different than your usual type, which, based off of what I said with the Lovers and the Justice card, is probably good. If they're different, it's like you're not trying to fix something, and I wish I could verbalize that better, but, I feel that's what a lot of you are going to be attracting if you want love. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Chariot, definitely some sort of victory that you could be creating through mixing ideas together with that Seven of Swords. There is something about balance here. It's like, I would be careful of extremes in general. It's coming up in the good stuff, so I'm not worried about this for you, Leo. But I would say Neptune and Saturn, I think when they move into Aries next year, there's gonna be the extremes, where it's like people believe something all the way over here and all the way over here, but they're not looking at the middle. It's not even about the middle. It's like, imagine if people are believing things on a line, on a plane, here and here. It's like Uranus and Gemini is 3D, all this empty space where there could be a better idea here or over here or out here or over here. I know that's confusing, but, that's how we have to think, is that it doesn't have to be on a plane, a line. There are other things going on. That's probably confusing, but there you go. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Two of Wands. The whole entire reading is about you taking the lead. I'm cheating a little bit. Your astrology for the next 3 months is you taking the lead on something, so there you go. With the Two of Cups, you have the Five of Wands. This is also you working on your self-worth here. If you are looking at the idea of love, the Five of Wands, you might be saying oh, I can't be with this person because there's, too much competition or they're too attractive or whatever. So it's coming up in the good stuff, so you're probably going to overcome it, but, definitely something I would work on if it is an issue for you. Next, we're gonna look at anything else that wants to come up here. Yeah, you have this practicality card. This is the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. We are in a very practical time. You have that card that said balance spirituality and practicality, right? So, sometimes we just have to be more practical, not the extremes, like I was just saying, and, that would be good for you. You have this manipulation card. This is a good card. It's like manipulating the energy. It kind of reminds me of the Chariot a little bit. There are these stars up here, these stars here. So, it's a card of manifestation or, using your powers of manifestation. You have this birth card. I think a lot of you are birthing new ideas, new directions in life. It's like something wants to come out of you, Leo, and I feel like you need to let it out, whatever it is. Next, you have this ostentation card. This is a card of being able to tell the difference between something that's real and something that's not real. And so I feel a lot of you, I mean, really, this would say a lot of you are being more practical. You're looking at the, like 3D solutions to things, which might be good right now. And finally, you have a submission card. Yeah, this card says you need to set yourself free. This card always reminds me of the Eight of Swords. There's this bird in this cage, and the cage door is open. So, the whole entire reading could say you're much more free than you realize. But this is definitely an interesting reading here, Leo, for sure. So thank you for being here. Definitely like and comment down below. Really helps me out. And definitely enjoy your next 3 months.